One thing we noticed while using Drip was that we've been able to keep our recruiting team smaller, even with our rapid growth as a carrier. We can allow the recruiters, because of the campaigns that we put in place, to be able to reach more people more effectively and more greater numbers. We were probably overwhelmed with the number of applications and leads we were getting compared to the size of our group. We've over doubled in size our team already from just a few years ago, but it was very manageable, and not there wasn't a point where we felt like we needed to continually grow the group because we were able to stay on top of what we had. In the past, we tried the email blasting through Tenstreet or outside sources for email blast. It was a very generic message, general message, did not reach a certain type of applicant or driver. And with the Drip campaign, we've been able to custom build a message for a specific need that we had to fill. So we were getting better results and extremely fast results because of being able to give a specific message to a specific type of driver, and where in the past a generic message gave us little to no correct response on what we needed. I can say I used to dread the email blast days. We would be notified by our manager that, today I'm going to send an email blast out to your candidates, and as a recruiter you just cringed because you knew that you were going to get 50 responses that really had nothing to do with what you were trying to fill, or it just didn't seem to reach the effectiveness of what you wanted to be done. So it was more busy work. It created more busy work, where this being a direct message to a direct group has been able to show instant results, and with no effort. You have to do nothing. You literally create the campaign, you make sure work list and tagging and everything is where you need it, and the message is sent without anything to do with you. The results have been tremendous because we've been able to see the responses from the custom messages directly back to the recruiters. A very huge amount of response from the drivers. We're able to, in the past, just send a generic message to, now we're able to get a custom message even with pictures, and make something a little bit more flashy that actually makes a little bit more sense that we're sending out, and the drivers seem to respond to that. Applicants are responding to it very well. There was little to no training, actually, just informing the recruiters to our campaigns that we had chosen and created, letting them know how it would work with work lists, statuses, and tagging within the system, how it would be generated under their name, and from there they saw the results immediately. There was no training, just a quick communication to the recruiters to let them know what it was, and because they're expecting before to have to do all the communication themselves. So now that the system was generating the communication for them, they needed to know that the driver was actually responding, and it was to them and not the system. It's definitely an improvement. I mean, we can see that quick response in terms of which campaigns. Some campaigns are better than others. We've seen that in the numbers through the reporting and through what we can look at in the tools section of Tenstreet, but we definitely are seeing better applicant coming to us. I can see us using this in the future as a more granular level, going now to the current campaigns we have, actually getting deeper into maybe geographic need or recruiter specifically, send it to a one member of the team, or even to fill a certain quick need that we have, to take what the campaigns that we do have in place to make them even more effective. What we don't know, we've already seen amazing results from a lot of the new programs that Tenstreet has, and as they deliver new items to us, we just love to jump right in. The texting feature, the driver pulse feature, we're excited to use them right away. So we're glad to jump in and use every tool that we have given to us from Tenstreet. But there's I think nothing specific that I could see moving forward. I think it's even from 4 years ago when I started using Tenstreet, I feel like it's leaps and bounds even beyond, even though it looks the same. There's so many extra features to it that we've been able to utilize to make our jobs easier. It's really the only tool I think that a recruiter would ever want to use. I would say, why aren't you using it? I've been using it now for 4 years. I've used it with a few carriers, and to me, using any type of competitive software or databases just doesn't get the job done. I've seen the competitors and it just doesn't work. It doesn't offer what the ease that Tenstreet can offer. But using Drip, we've been able to see the job board apps have a better result on the contact back to us, where in the past it might have just died out completely and we would have never heard back from the driver. But to be able to send a custom message with pictures and everything attached that we have going on, whether it be lease purchase or a company position that's new for us, we would have an opportunity to reach them and then respond back to us, maybe in an email, where if it was a generic email or a quick call to them, they might not have responded as quickly or responded at all. A driver would go to a job board to, because of a job posting, and based on our advertising or what we subscribe to, we would get those applicants or leads into our system. And some could die off, because of it being maybe a less likely lead source for us to pull from. We would not get a good response, but using the Drip campaign, we can get better response from those applicants or those leads. I love Tenstreet. I've used it for about 4 years now. I've used it in a few different environments, and even left the company because they wouldn't use Tenstreet, and after I left they brought it on. So I love the program. When I go to truck shows or when I go to events, I tell them we're using Tenstreet. I tell them I love it, and I don't see in the future ever using anything else. It's definitely going to be the way to go.